Okay, I got a totally crazy story for you guys.
Okay.
I know, right?
Another one.
And it's not out of Florida. I know you're going to say that, Sarah, but okay, so this is sad and also very bizarre, but this is a segment about a actual surgeon who had his own healthy legs amputated, which eventually resulted in him being thrown in jail. So yeah, there's a lot to unpack here. So this didn't happen in the United States. This actually happened in the UK. This guy is a vascular surgeon, 49-year-old Dr. Neil Hopper, lives in England. So he was recently sentenced to 2.5 years in jail for insurance fraud after he claimed that his legs, which had to be amputated, were amputated because he had sepsis, right? So sepsis is a blood infection. If you get really severe sepsis, you start to go into multi-system organ failure, your heart starts to not work as well, and it's not uncommon that the extremities will, especially the lower extremities, will start to get ischemic and tissue will die, and you can very certainly, require amputations.
Right.
So that's what he was claiming, but in reality, after some investigation, he forced the amputations to be performed, this is the even weirder part, for his own sexual gratification. Which is
sexual gratification.
Yeah. I'll explain, but yes, it's still weird. Even when I explain it, it's still weird. Apparently this doctor was a paying customer to a amputation/sexual gratification website where they have amputation videos. I don't even know, is that like some dark web stuff? I don't know what all that stuff means, and I definitely don't want to know. So what this guy did is apparently he had this fetish, and we'll talk about what the actual diagnosis of that is, but he had this fetish about being an amputee. So he bought 40 pounds of dry ice. So what is that? It's frozen carbon dioxide, I guess. Isn't that right?
Yeah.
Andrew, you look like somebody knows what dry ice is.
Yeah, that's right. That's
okay,
right.
All right, thank you. All right, I don't mean that in a bad way.
No, you're good. You're good.
I didn't know Sarah would know what dry ice was. I mean, I think it's carbon dioxide. Okay,
I don't know the chemical name now.
Yeah, so I think it's frozen carbon. So a guy got 40 pounds of dry ice and wrapped his feet and his legs in dry ice. So he basically gave himself severe burn/frostbite, and then he called 911. So of course, the ambulance comes, picks him up. The guy's got dead legs. His feet and his lower legs are dead, and ends up in the hospital. And he pitches this story that I had this. These were infected. So he gets his amputations. Okay, and then what he does is he tries to claim insurance payouts, so like disability payouts, because now he's disabled, right? He's double amputee. So he collects $600,000 in insurance payouts because of his amputations. And this is the crazy part. He was even featured on UK television about the courageous doctor fighting to return to work after infection and sepsis claimed his legs and he had to be amputated. But eventually they figured it out. Allegedly what happened is he made comments on this weirdo amputation website that he had done this to himself, and it got out, and then suddenly the whole story started to unravel. And then of course, because he claimed disability for his legs being amputated for a medical reason, when in reality he did it to himself, that's fraud. So then he got charged with a crime and was convicted, and now not only is he an amputee, but he's in prison.
And a pervert.
And also, yes, some sort of pervert. Yes, I think there was like some sort of like weird sexual gratification stuff.
It just goes to show you that doctors are humans too, and they can be perverts.
They can totally be perverts, and like it's crazy to think this guy was out there treating patients when he was obviously kind of mentally unwell.
Yeah, thinking about
amputating stuff.
He's like.
Well, it's weird too because
did he ever work on anybody that had amputated?
I'm sure he did
stuff?
Because vascular surgeons very commonly end up doing amputations. So what'll happen is a vascular surgeon will get a consult for, hey, this patient doesn't have good blood flow to the foot or to the leg, right?
Well,
and
God
so they'll
knows
try to
what he was doing.
Yeah, he may have
when
been.
People were
You're absolutely right. I mean, that's certainly worth considering
disgusting.
That he got into this because it involved amputations, or maybe his amputation fetish spawned because of his work. I don't know, and it brings into question, like, was he amputating people's limbs that maybe didn't need it? I don't know.
Through that website.
Yeah, who knows?
He's grooming people to get amputated.
I don't know,
so
man. It's just a really, really weird story. It makes me uncomfortable to talk about it. So this is a known disorder, right? And I think we talked about it once, maybe a year or so ago, about body integrity identity disorder. BIID. So this is an extremely rare mental disorder where someone basically has a very strong desire to either have an amputation or to be paralyzed. That's another one. Or to be blinded. Basically, they want to be disabled.
Like romanticized it in their
Yeah,
head.
and there's a lot of like sexual gratification. Not always, but there is oftentimes sexual gratification.
Yeah. Didn't we talk about that one mom and daughter that like she convinced the world and made her daughter pretend to be like some type of like
It was the Munchhausens, right?
I don't know.
Yeah. Excuse me.
And I think she like convinced the world and made her daughter like act disabled to like.
That sounds familiar. Man, we've done so many segments I can't remember. I'm going to look back.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure we talked about that.
Yeah, that
it was
could have
very
been
weird.
That could have been a body integrity identity disorder by proxy, right? So instead of her having it for herself, she had it for her daughter.
Yeah.
Yeah, they call it that by proxy.
Oh, I remember. She went to jail. I think she killed her mom. Isn't that who that was?
I think that is.
I don't remember.
She ended up killing her mom, and I remember. And she went to jail, and she was interviewed by Kim Kardashian.
We must not have talked about this.
Yeah, it was just me watching
Oh, it was
the
just you watching,
Kardashians,
yeah.
maybe.
Yeah, and you thought it's really weird, so it's probably something I said.
Yeah. He knows.
Yeah. No, I don't. I'll have to look that one up. I'm not familiar with it. Maybe we'll do a segment on it. I don't know.
Yeah, see what she's up to. This girl.
Yeah, right. I don't know. It sounds vaguely familiar, so maybe I saw it too.
I think we talked about it.
Did we talk about it?
100%.
Okay,
Gypsy Rose.
Yeah.
Oh,
There we go.
Gypsy
Yeah,
Rose.
yeah.
Yes, I do remember. I think we did talk
I think
about
her
that.
mom was making her, or giving her
have
pills
cancer.
that was, making her actively sick. Yeah.
Yeah.
Or maybe convincing her that she was sick.
Yeah,
Crazy.
and then like she hung out with a boy, and the boy convinced her like the best way out of this is just to kill her.
Oh my God.
And I was like, maybe just stop taking the pills and leave.
Yeah, I do remember. We did talk about that. I don't know if we did a whole segment, but we did briefly talk about that one. But yeah, this is a crazy thing. I mean, body integrity identity disorder is insanely rare. And what's crazy is there was a time when some surgeons were basically honoring people's requests to have amputations, and one of the articles I was reading was about some surgeon in Scotland that would basically amputate your limb if you wanted, even though you didn't need it, because obviously the overwhelming majority of doctors.
Almost like it's like plastic surgery to a weird extent.
Sort of, it's body modification, but yeah, I mean, you get into a very, very gray area about, patient autonomy and wanting to do something versus, what's actually morally justified.
Yeah, I feel like that goes against y'all's moral code.
Yeah, I mean,
like causing
disabling
no harm.
someone, obviously, to me
harm.
is that's causing harm. Yeah, you're not helping someone.
Yeah, that's weird.
Because people playing devil's advocate will be like, well, what's the difference between, plastic surgery where you're doing body modification and this? Well, obviously, if you're amputating someone, you're disabling them. Like, that's not helpful. Like, no one's better off being disabled.
Yeah, that's weird.
Yeah.
I mean, it's unfortunate.
It's unfortunate. It's sad. And now this guy's in jail. He's going to come out and he's doping. I just think it's crazy that he basically was in the spotlight on television in the UK. Is like, oh, surgeon fighting for, to get back to his career after terrible accident.
I think that's a part of that, like romanticizing that
Yeah.
type of amputation thing, because they get to play the victim for like the rest of their life.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, could be. That could be a big part
People
of it.
feel sorry for them forever.
Yeah.